The Blue Jays just became a defensive powerhouse, and everyone's focused on the wrong thing. So Bo Bichette's gone. He signed with the Mets, and yeah, that stings. Social media's losing it. Fans are panicking about losing his bat, and all the headlines are screaming about what Toronto gave up. But here's what I think people are completely missing. This might actually be the move that makes them better. Let me explain, because this is where it gets interesting. Andrés Giménez is taking over at short. Now, if you only looked at his batting average last year, you'd probably be worried. The guy had the worst offensive season of his career. His slash line was brutal across the board. But here's the thing. Giménez won 3 consecutive Gold Gloves from 2022 to 2024. 3 straight years. This isn't some fluke or one-year wonder we're talking about. According to Baseball Savant, his 11 outs above average puts him in the 97th percentile. That means he's making plays that almost nobody else in baseball can make. We're talking about game-changing defensive moments that save runs, kill rallies, and flip momentum. And he's not alone. Ernie Clement is sliding over to second base, and this guy's defensive numbers are insane too. 15 outs above average last season, which was just outside the top 10 in all of baseball. Think about that for a second. You've got 2 guys up the middle who are elite defenders. Not good, elite. Now pair that with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at first, who people forget is a Gold Glove winner himself. The guy gets so much attention for his offense that his defense flies under the radar, but he's legitimately one of the best defensive first basemen in the game. Here's where this all connects, and why I think Toronto's front office might be playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Bichette was electric at the plate, no question, but defensively, he was one of the worst on the team last year. His numbers were at the bottom. Every advanced metric painted the same picture. He was costing them runs on defense. So yes, they're losing offensive production, but they're gaining something that might be even more valuable in the long run. Defense wins championships. I know that sounds like a cliche, but the numbers back it up. Mike Petriello did an analysis showing that by StatCast metrics, the top 5 fielding teams all made the postseason, all of them. Meanwhile, only 1 team from the bottom 9 made it. 1. That's not a coincidence. That's a pattern. And get this, the Blue Jays pitching staff is perfectly built to take advantage of elite defense. Chris Bassitt, Kevin Gausman, and Jose Berrios all ranked in the top 40 for induced ground balls. They're getting batters to hit the ball on the ground, which means more opportunities for their infielders to make plays. And Toronto just added Tyler Rogers to the bullpen, who has the 6th highest ground ball percentage among all relievers at over 62%. This is intentional roster construction. They're building something specific here. Now, there is one wild card in all of this, Kazuma Okamoto. They brought him in to play third and help replace some of that offensive production they lost. His bat is legit. The power numbers from Japan were eye-popping, but his defense has been questioned. That's the unknown variable. If he struggles defensively, they could pivot to Addison Barger, who's got the glove but less pop. But if Okamoto hits like they think he can, it's going to be really hard to take him out of the lineup, even if his defense is just average. What I find fascinating is how this changes the entire identity of the team. Under the radar, Toronto is transforming into a team that's going to frustrate the hell out of opposing offenses. You're going to see innings where teams hit the ball hard multiple times and come away with nothing, because balls that would be hits against other teams are going to be outs against Toronto. That's demoralizing. That changes games. And let's talk about what that does for your pitchers. When you know you've got guys behind you who can make plays, you pitch differently. You attack the zone more. You're less afraid to let guys put the ball in play. Your pitch counts stay lower. You go deeper into games. Suddenly your bullpen isn't as overworked. It's a ripple effect that touches every part of your pitching staff. The other piece that people aren't considering is the clubhouse dynamic. Defense is contagious. When you see your middle infielders laying out for balls, making spectacular plays, it raises the energy level of the entire team. It creates a different kind of momentum than a home run does. A great defensive play keeps you in a game. It preserves a lead. It gives your offense another chance to score. I'm not saying the Blue Jays are going to be perfect. There are legitimate questions. Can Giménez rebound at the plate? Even if he's just league average offensively, his defense makes him valuable, but Toronto needs more than that. Can Okamoto adjust to the majors defensively while still producing with the bat? Will Clement continue his development both at the plate and in the field? But here's what I keep coming back to. The best teams in baseball in recent years have had strong defenses. The teams that make deep playoff runs aren't just out-slugging people. They're preventing runs. They're turning double plays in big moments. They're cutting down runners. They're making the routine play look routine and the spectacular play when it matters most. Toronto's betting that elite defense up the middle, combined with a pitching staff that generates ground balls, is going to make them dangerous. They're betting that the offensive production from Guerrero, the potential of Okamoto, and whatever they get from Kirk and the outfield will be enough when you're also preventing runs on the other end. It's a calculated risk, but it's not a reckless one. They're building around a specific philosophy, and they've got the personnel to execute it. Will it work? That's what makes this season fascinating. But one thing's for sure, nobody's going to have an easy time hitting against this defense. And in October, when margins are razor thin and one play can decide a series, that might be exactly what matters most. The Blue Jays just got a lot more interesting, even if the headlines don't reflect it yet.